Hello and welcome back. Hope you enjoyed that bit of footage there. Again, it's quite good fun making that, but doesn't half eat up the time. So as promised, I got the other tank wagons all cleaned up. We've got the Shell BP petrol tankers and the Shell BP fuel oil wagons. So I think they make quite a lovely bunch. We're just going to come past the bright yellow ones that we had on the railway last week, and then the opening footage there, the lubricating oil wagons. I think they make quite a nice group. So let's bring this around. We'll have to stop before we crash back through the points. So we'll make sure we close those. And again, we do have the R.59 in use again, the 262 tank, one of my favourites. Although they all turn out to be favourites once you got them on the railway for a bit. But I think that genuinely this one is. Let's just sorry, wrong direction. This one is, or the black 262 tank locomotive in general, and its variants I've got a soft spot for, since I had one. This is one of the first items that was given to me as a child in a set that my brother and I were given. So it does crop up on. Whoops! I've gone the wrong direction. It does crop up as the favourite because I had one from so early on. So I'm just going to let that run, and we'll just see if we can get a couple of nice close-ups of the wagons while we're underway. We'll just pop those controls there, and we'll keep an eye on these wagons. I have adjusted them, but I was suffering from some sort of mysterious uncouplings or phantom uncouplings while I was playing with this earlier in the day. So let's see if we can pick a couple of these to follow around. I don't know whether you've noticed one of these fuel oil wagons, let's go a bit further there, is missing the word Shell there. That must have come away in handling over the years. So on the other side of those grey or silvery ones, we've got the word Shell. So we'll have to get these off the rails and have a good look over those. And we've got the R16 brake van on the end. Let's see if we can come around above these for a moment or two and get in a little bit tight there. You can see the word Shell on the other side of that one there, and the petrol tanker. So I think the vast majority of these ones are all in three parts. I think one of them, this one here, let's get in close there, is all moulded as one. Well, the end cap is separate. So that's a slightly later model, but still with the Mark II type couplings there. We'll have a look at them all behaving rather well now. So sometimes it just takes a little fiddling to get those things all running nicely. Let's get up to this locomotive and see what. Getting tight here. Have a look above the locomotive for a moment or two. It's a lovely sound. But I thought what we might do is swap this for a blue Hymek, the one that somebody kindly gave me in a bunch of things a couple of months ago now, and we'll get the green Hymek with the Western coaches on the go. I think we'll just bring this lot to a bit of a stop now. We'll have a quick look over, a closer look at a couple of these wagons before we go too much further. So here's the Hymek that somebody gave me a couple of months ago. And I think this one comes from after 1972 because it's got the pickups. It's in nice play-worn condition. And it runs really quite nicely. So we'll get that on the rails, and we'll swap the locomotives over a little bit later on. So let's pop that down. So this is R.758. We've got some. I forgot to mention there. We've got magnets. So we've got magnet adhesion here. And we see on the front there, we've got a magnet under the keeper plate there. And we do have one just hiding down there. I don't know whether we can see that there. Try and keep focus there. So you've got the metal wheels on plastic axle, which incorporates the drive gear. So we get a good deal of stick to the track here. I don't know whether that focus is going to follow me there. I think we're all in good shape there. So R.758, the green one came along 67, went to blue in 68, possibly two different blues. I think the pickup arrived in the extra pickup on the dummy buggy came along 72. So let's have a quick look at these Shell petrol tanks. They've got two sort of slightly different variations. So that's a one-piece tank, or one piece. I think it's three pieces because the end cap is a separate piece, and the filler cap is separate. And look at the striations in the plastic. So these are R12 54 to 71, so quite a long running type of model. So this one having a slightly later tank, I think the cradle may have been redesigned. So if we look at this one with an earlier tank, it has a slightly different. Can we get those side by side? You can see the cradle is slightly different, and this is a sort of printing on the side, and this one is a decal. So you can see it's definitely rubbed away. Let's put one of these down before we drop them. Don't know whether I can get that on the rails. Got it. So you can see the edges. So with the decal, which is either sort of water slide or spirit slide, and they're just sort of laid onto the plastic, so quite fragile, a bit like when you used to build your old Airfix models. You get the sheet of decal water slide transfers at the end. I think it's something similar to that. I'm not sure the exact name of the process used. So 54 to 71. So we'll get the other tank. So this is the fuel oil. Again, it's got Shell and BP on it, and this particular one's in the 3 parts. I think all of mine of these are under 3 parts. Well, that we've got on the railway. I do have some with Mark III and the later style of chassis, but we'll get those out another day. Again, very, very, very fragile on the transfer. See how close we can get before we begin to go completely out of focus. So these are R210, 56 to 65, not quite as long in the catalogue as the others. Again, these would have gone on to have the slightly later design of chassis and the Mark III couplings eventually. As we got into 1959, I think we'd probably swapped over the couplings. So I think these are sort of great items. So I'll reunite these with the rest of the rake, and we'll find an interesting way to get swapped back over to the Hymek. I just took the opportunity to swap those wagons around a little. So we read BP, then Shell, BP, Shell. So it adds a little bit more interest to the rake. Perhaps I should have done that to start with. So let's just roll this around one last time here with this great locomotive, and we'll pop this in the side, and so we'll get it swapped over for the Hymek. Again, lovely sound that locomotive makes. Let's just have a look at those as they come past these R211 lubricating oil wagons. Yeah, looking pretty good. Now hopefully I've left the points all in the correct direction around here. Actually no, I haven't. What I'd meant to do, let's take the excuse and put it in here like this, just because we can. Let's make that one curved. Let's just bring that in there like that. Actually, I'm making that really difficult for myself to change that around. Maybe not. Let's see. So let's get the decoupler. It's just getting the camera in close here with the controllers. Is a little bit more in front of me than I need, really. Let's get that over there like that. Pop that down there. Let's run the locomotive out of the loop here. And then we'll switch the points in the loop, just reaching behind me, so I want to go straight there, and then we'll bring those back. And we've got another set of points to change back here. We'll just stop that there, perhaps dangerously on the points. So we want to swap this one to straight. This one always confuses me. And then we can run back around into there where I got the wagons out of earlier on. So it's a good plan. Let's see if we can introduce a bit of power into there. And we'll pop that just there like that, and we'll switch up some points again. So yeah, let's make that one go straight, And then we're finished with that one, so we want that one to actually goes curved. And then this one with the dot. Let's get that one, so that one wants to go curved. Ideally, this will all work now. So we'll dial in some power for the Hymek. Ooh, and that didn't like those points at all, did it? Or maybe I didn't have that on the rails in the first place, because I was fiddling around with that under the camera. Let's see what we've got here. So I've got the motor bogie at this end. So let's give that another go. Yeah, I think perhaps I just didn't have that on the rails in the first place when I'd got it all set up under camera. There we go, and we'll stop dangerously on the points again. See if we tempt fate. We're going to go for a stall here. So we'll switch those points around and we'll back that up. Making some interesting sounds. A little bit more of a hesitation on there than I was anticipating. Let's just have a look at those points. Not especially dirty. Well, no more than the rest of it, shall we say. So, ancient track, you're going to have some dirt somewhere. So let's get that onto the main line. Woo! So, this is making for entertaining viewing. So let's get that on there. Let's get that back in there. Let's get that back up there. Let's have another go at it. Have we got that? We haven't got that. Let's go a bit further back. I was trying to get that on the straight. This wagon doesn't want to play at all, does it? I think I might have spotted an issue here. I think this coupling on the Hymek is a little bit out of true. I don't know whether we can see that. I've just had a bit of a fiddle with this. So I think this was sitting, the hook there, when we get sight of it there, was sitting a little bit low, and the flat end of it was sitting at just the right height to go into the coupling bar on the Mark II coupling on that wagon. I think that was probably pushing the wagon to one side, and it wasn't causing a very smooth coupling. So I've had a fiddle with it. It seems to be working at the moment, so fingers crossed. And I've also moved the wagons just back, so we're definitely, the motor bogie on the Hymek's not going to be on the curve when we're trying to connect up to it, because I think that's going to improve matters enormously. So again, just playing with old toys, you've got to be prepared to have a bit of a fiddle round. So let's go backwards and pick these up and slow that down. So I think we've got a reasonable coupling this time. Let's take the tension out of that now. Oh, put the tension in it, sorry, and we'll get that to move away. And we'll roll that smoothly around the railway. I've got a set of points behind me I've just forgotten. So I just remembered I've forgotten to change. I was going to do it before I switched the camera back on. But let's have a look at these wagons together. There's that one with the missing shell typography on the side of it. So fragile. Right, we've got to come to a stop here, otherwise we're going to derail at this point. Let's get these points straight. I've gone the wrong one, hang on. I'll just change that one by accident, so let's make that one curved. It's this one here we want to go straight out the corner of my eye. I just went for the pink one, which was the wrong one. It's the one with the dot. Let's go for a little more power. And that should run back into that loop. And out the other end. So I've closed the loop so it'll come on the track just to the other side of it this time. Let's get the full effect here. So I think what we'll do now, we'll try and get the green Hymek underway. There we've got the Western style coaches with it. I'm just going to have a quick look around and make sure I haven't left anything daft on with the point work. Here comes the blue Hymek. Nothing standing in the station. One set of appointments to check over here. Yeah, we're all good. Here comes the tank wagons again. Let's go for some power. So we're running opposite ways around the railway this time. There we have it, the two trains together. Let's see if we can come down and see the green one pass through the station. And if I turn around relatively sharpish, we might have both trains in the picture again. Let's follow the tank wagons this time. This one's picking up a little pace by itself. I'm just going to take the edge off these, because I feel these ones are just getting quicker and quicker each time around. We just take a notch out of that. Lovely rattle. That R16, I think that one's missing its running boards. That should have the running boards on it. And here we go with the green one. Very pretty model in this livery. Although I think you'd be rather happy with both of them, really, which either one you had. See, they do run at a funny angle when they're pulling against each other on those Mark II style couplings. So I think we'll just have one more look at the green Hymek with the Western coaches. Hymek, I keep pronouncing that incorrectly. And then I think that's probably it for today. But thank you again for watching, it's hugely appreciated. If you look back again next time, we'll try and have something else to look at, but perhaps not with an R.59 tank locomotive. Thanks again. Goodbye now.